Okay, let's get started. Sales price and sales volume variances. Okay, who give me the sales price variance formula? Who give me the formula?
Standard price.
Yes.
Minus budgeted price.
Yes.
Minus the actual price. Multiplied by the budgeted volume.
Okay, so actual price minus budgeted price multiplied by the actual volumes, actual volumes. So let's go. X and Y. Let's start with X. What was the actual price? 1320. 1320. So let's go, let's check here.
Yes, sir.
And where Y 1160. What are the budgets?
1,400.
1,400.
Then the other 1,200.
1,200. What are the volumes? Actual volumes? Here.
825.
825.
Y 715.
715. So the variance now. So we go, take that one. That one. Apply by that one. That's what we have, people. That's what we have. Okay, so here is just a practice of the formula. That's your sales price. Variance. Let's move to next one, volume. Sales volume variance. Sales volume variance. So, formula. Vital contribution. So let's put in the actual volume. What is the budget on top here? Out of contribution, let's get contribution. Budget contribution, 14 minus 240 minus 112 minus 472. What's a budget contribution?
$576.
570. 576. And there. Here. 12 minus 240 minus 54 minus 54. How much is that?
522.
522. So if you know your variances, that's a big problem. We shouldn't have a problem. Okay. Let's move to the next item. Now, who remembers sales mix and quantity? Sales mix and quantity variance. Which variance are we breaking down? Which variance are we breaking down?
The volume variance.
Yes. Mix. Actual mix.
But just before we proceed.
Yes.
Yes. On the contribution.
Yes.
I was finding 496.
496, eh?
Yes.
Somebody there says, can somebody counter check?
For X, I found 496.
Okay, I'm coming to that. Actual mix, let me just put my, okay. People, I'm told that budget contribution is not correct. Can we revisit the figures?
It's 576.
Can we revisit the figures? Can we revisit the
I
figures?
see. Oh, I see. Yes, they are correct. It's 576.
576, eh?
Yes.
I noticed when they were doing the solution, this missed it because they use the 320 here instead of 240. Yeah. Okay. Sales mix. What was the actual mix? Mhm. Budget. What does budget say? What does budget say? What does our budget say? The budget shows 50-50, isn't it? Isn't it?
Yes, sir.
Yes. That's what the budget shows. Budget contribution. So we've got a mixed variance here. 2970. Favorable. What of quantity? Who remembers how we get quantity? Anyone who remembers how to get quantity? What's the clue? Sales quantity variance.
The one that was calculated, this the 770, this becomes the actual mix.
So
This
it's still actual volume minus budgeted volume, eh?
yes.
But this actual volume must be according to what? So it's still actual volume, but this actual volume should be in. This was what in here.
It should be there, sir, not
Actual volume. So here I must pick which ones now. I must pick these ones, eh? Is that okay?
Yes, sir.
Like that. Then the budget, I must pick what is here. How is that? Is that okay? And these must add up, eh? This one and that one must add up to the volume. This plus that must add up the volume variance. Good, you have done well. I like that. Let's come to material price planning and operational variance. Let's see if you remember that. Due to shortage of this component in the marketplace, the market price for the last month increased to 340. Yeah. So let's look at our price. The original price was what? 240. That's the original price. The actual price, special component actual price was 240. So let's go. Material. Not material, actually, it's called what? Material price and operational variances. Component. Okay. Original standard price, revised standard price, the actual price. What was original standard price?
240.
240. Revised, you must revise to what?
340.
340. And the actual, what was the actual?
40.
240. Oh, interesting. And what was the quantity that was bought? the quantity that was bought, special component 240 per unit, 240 per each unit. So let's go. How many units are we talking about? Is it 825 units? 825 units?
It's 825 plus 715.
Again?
This applies in what?
825 plus, so what's the total?
715, 1540.
1540. Okay. So planning variance, we'll put it here. Planning variance, we'll put it here. Equals 240 minus 340 by 1540. And operations. $340 minus $240 . What are the answers? There's something interesting here. 240 per. This doesn't look right. Eh? Have you seen this? Look here, guys. There was an error here. Have you seen this one here? It won't give you 320. 240 per unit. For 1 unit. So there was an error here, but we shouldn't cry over this. The actual price was 320. Have you noticed this? The actual is 240 per unit won't give you 320. So they made a mistake. They should have put 320 here. Let's correct that. So that's 320, eh? The actual. Don't worry, in the marking, they knew what they did. I'm sure in the marking process, they knew what was done. So what are the answers here?
$154,000.
Okay. And here?
$30,800.
So that one was, this one is. There we are.
Is it not 30,800?
30,800.
Yes.
30,800. Please counter check that.
30,800.
Okay. There we are. I'm happy that you were able to figure out quickly material price and the material price, operations, and planning. Okay, a follow-up question. The follow-up question, what did the follow-up question say? It said the MD has queried the reasons for material price and price planning, material price operation variance. She's also concerned about the use of marginal costing instead of the traditional absorption costing. Explain the reasons why a company EC would be interested in the material price planning and material price operational variances. Now I've got a lot of things to say here. Can we have a comment from one of you? Why should we split the variance like this? The planning variance arose because of planning errors and must be allocated those people who are involved in planning. The people involved with operations must be held responsible for the operational variance, which compares the revised standards and the actuals. So we want to apportion blame fairly. Okay. Explain two arguments for the use of traditional absorption cost and other marginal costing for profit reporting and inventory evaluation. Now you're experts. When you come to inventory evaluation, we use absorption costing. Why? Why should you use absorption costing? It's consistent with the accruals concept. Okay. Absorption costing is consistent accruals concept. Because the goods not sold this year, we carry them forward. We charge them we match them with the sales for the following year. And also, each product that we produce must carry a portion of what? Of fixed cost, because these are costs that we spend in the ordinary course of business, so must capture those. So every unit that we produce really should carry part of the cost, as opposed to treatment in that we do in marginal costing. From decision making, I've chosen a question on break even, your favorite topic. I've chosen a question on break-even analysis from decision making. Break-even analysis or CVP analysis is a common item on our paper. So what we do is there's a bit of a story here. So we need to read through the story. As you can see, it's a bit long. So I'll give you some time now, some 10 minutes to read through before we put down the answer together. So let me just pause this. Is this breakdown, these adjustments here, such that in the exams, I think what would happen is people confusing which part of the question to attend to. It's very important when there is sensitivity analysis like this to be very careful. So the first one is calculate the expected profit for the budget before the changes. So now, what we are told, however, due to changing economic conditions, the sales forecast for the year is now 740. So before these, These will come in the next part of the question. Okay. So this was the original budget. Now at 720. So let us prepare a budget at 720,000. Okay. So let's start with sales. How much will sales be? Originally, what was the sales figure? Okay. It was 6 divided by 800. Now this time around, you multiply this by 720. So this is what we are going to do. So please, can we have the answer? Okay. Direct material. Same. Direct material, same. We're dividing by what this time around? Variable overhead. Variable overhead. Direct labor. This time around. One comma 160. Ah, 1160. 1, 2, 3. Variable overhead. $840. contribution, put in total variable cost first. Yeah? And the fixed cost. That gives you profit. Okay, so this is what was required. If you notice, there's some resemblance to the concept that we are looking at. What concept was that? Flexing the budget. Eh? It's like we just flex the budget, isn't it? Huh? We just flex the budget. Profit, number 2, break-even point. What's the break-even point? Who remembers the break-even point formula?
Fixed cost divided by contribution.
Yes. Yes. So our fixed cost equals that figure there. Contribution per unit equals this figure that you have here, divided by how many units? 720. 720. So the break-even point then is that divided by that. So that's your break-even point. Margin of safety. Budget sales minus EP sales. And normally for the question, they want it expressed as a percentage. They want it expressed as a percentage. Yes. Okay. So let's go. What was our budget sales? 54. Minus divide over 54. So let's go. What is the percentage? Okay, let's see the figure picked. Are these units or these are units?
Yes, those are units.
Those are units. Those are units. Okay, fine. So this should be 720 units then. 720 units minus 405 units. Over 720, 1, 2, 3. That doesn't understand the commas. Okay, so we've got 43.72%. That's okay, everybody. So I've revised how much? Yes, please. It's okay.
Yes, it is.
Now they want us to do the following. Oh, there's another one. One more. What are they saying? Sales revenue required to earn a profit of 1440. They want sales revenue. Or they want TP. TP equals TP 1440. So how many cells? So the cells that we need. What's the formula? The fixed cost plus TP divided by the CS ratio. CS ratio equals, you got your contribution here 1728 divided by 54. So what you have, that divided by that. Okay, that's what I have here. So 2%. So the sales needed then will be 144023 plus 972,600. divided by 32%. Done the right thing. Fixed costs, where are my fixed costs? Yes. All right. So what do we get? This is what I'm getting. That's what I'm getting. That's what I'm getting. Are we all getting that figure? Okay, let's conclude now by implementing this. Calculate for each of the three options above, calculate profit and break-even buckets. Okay. Decrease selling price by 20%. It is anticipated that this would increase sales volume by 25%. What will happen here? Option 1. What is option 1 saying? I must see, what should I do here? I must reduce this figure by what?
25%.
I must multiply this figure by 0.75. Let's just make sure that I'm doing the right thing. 20%.
80%.
20%. So I multiply this by 0.8. But what is happening to the volume? Will it remain the same? The volume, what's happening to the volume?
Volume increases by 25%.
By 25%. Yes, people, have you seen what's happening there?
Yes, sir.
Mhm. Apparently, the sales have remained the same. Have you noticed? The sales have remained the same. What will the variable cost? What will the variable cost? What will happen to the variable cost? They will go down 9. You get it, eh? The variable cost will go down. Why? Because it will go up. Sorry, the volumes have gone up. Right? The volumes have gone up. The volumes have gone up, people. The volumes have gone up. The volumes have gone up. Okay, so let's see.
So is the fixed cost as we're going?
No,
okay, all right.
the fixed cost is the same.
Okay, all right, it's fine.
Okay.
Ah,
What
I
of
think the sales should go up. Looking at the increase in the quantity sold.
eh? The sales should go up.
Yeah, looking at the increase in the quantities. Because we're no longer selling 720, to be 720,000 plus 25%.
Ah, okay. Let's just read the. Let's just read here. The management now considers options so as to improve profitability for the coming year. Decrease the selling price by 20%. It is anticipated that this would increase sales volume by 25% on the forecast sales for the budget.
No, the sales will no longer be 720, but it'll be 720 plus 25%.
Okay.
The value goes back to
The value goes up.
No, the value remains the same.
So the selling price, first of all, you reduce it, you drop it. So the selling price goes down.
Yes, and then you increase the quantity.
And that's what we have done.
Yes.
We have multiplied by 0.8, then multiply by 1.25. So we have ended up, the answer was the same. Then the variable costs, we have increased our variable costs by the increase in the volumes.
We are correct.
It's correct, eh?
It will be 5 years. Yeah.
Yes, it's correct, sir. The sales are correct. It's 5.4 years.
Okay, that's all right. So everything is okay, eh? Yeah. What of option number 2? What should we do in option number 2? Decrease all variable costs by 10% and decrease the fixed cost. This is not expected to have any impact on the sales. Oh, okay. So let me come here, my option number 2. This is not changing. And then we decrease these costs by what?
0.90.
Then they say what should happen to our fixed cost?
Decrease by 10% as well.
Option number 3, what should we do?
Decrease the selling price by 10% and decrease the fixed cost by 5%.
This is expected to increase the sales volume by 25. That's an interesting one. So let's go to the selling price. We drop it. So selling price, option 3. We take this, we drop this by what percentage? The 10%?
10%, yes.
Then the volumes go up by what?
25%.
Okay. Are we getting something like that? Then what are we told about the variable costs? Variable costs.
They increase by 25% as well.
25%. What are the fixed costs? What's happening there? The
Increase
fixed
by 5%. No, sir. The fixed costs are supposed to decrease by 5%.
By 5%. Okay, so we pick that, multiply by 0.95. Is that okay now?
Yes.
Okay, quite very heavy computation, very, very heavy. With a calculator only, break-even packets. So what are the break-even? Break-even, let's do a break-even. The fixed cost. We go, we pick the fixed cost here. Contribution per unit. What I don't have here are the number of units. It's a number of units I don't have. Here the number of units grew by what?
Go by 25%.
And here there was no change. Eh?
No change, yeah.
And there agree 900 again. So the contribution per unit is that divided by that.
So just trying to check on option 3 what we did on the cells.
Option number 3, what did we do on the cells? Somebody say,
Yes, just check your formula on the cell.
okay, all right. Not a problem. We'll do that. Not a problem. We're gonna do that right away. We are going to do that right away. Okay, so somebody says we must go to which one again? Option number 3.
Yes, sir.
Option number 3 here. On what?
Oh, yeah, just right down the cells where there's the 60, 75. That decrease the selling price by 10%.
Yes. So what we do,
Yeah.
we take this one, multiply by 0.9. Then multiply by the increase 1.2.
Then you had put 1.5.
Yes.
Is this 1.25? The 25% is saying
It's here. Sales volume increased by 25%. Are you seeing it?
Yes.
Are you okay now?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So the break-even point is here. The number of units you need to break even. So what is the recommendations? What are we recommending? Which option is best? Which one gives us highest profit? Mhm.
The current status, the option 2, sorry.
Option 2, one. Option 2. Why is good highest profit and also to break even? You don't struggle a lot, eh? You don't struggle a lot to break even, no. We don't struggle.
The question,
Yes, please.
I'm thinking in the exam room,
Yeah.
one may not have time to do all the variable cost. What if just total the unit cost for a
Yeah.
variable and then you multiply by that?
That's okay. That would be brilliant. Instead of having all this, we can just have one line for variable cost. Put all of them together. No, that would be brilliant, actually. That is why after you have done the question like this, you want to review it and try to see if it came in the exam, how can you cut on the time? So this is a very good question on break-even analysis. Break-even analysis, very good question there. State 5 assumptions of break-even analysis. What are the assumptions?
Fixed costs are constant.
Yes, number 1. Number 2.
Variable costs, they are constant per unit.
Per unit, yes. Number 3. Sales price also, we say it's constant. Let me assume that there is no stocks. Sales and production, there's no stocks. And we ignore any uncertainty. There's no uncertainty in any of these variables. So fixed costs are constant in total. Variable costs per unit are constant. SP is constant. No stocks. Production and sales is the same. No uncertainty. So these are the assumptions, and they have come on this paper a number of times. More than once, we have seen questions saying, can you estimate? Can you explain the assumptions in break even? Okay, are there any questions on these items? Are there any questions on these items? Now, one colleague had shared a question. One colleague, one of our members had shared a question.